A hairless, sunken, almost ghostly figure stares directly at you with wide, unblinking eyes. Behind him, the world is melting into violent ribbons of blood red and orange, while two dark, shadowy figures casually walk away down a roadside railing. Everything about this scene feels eerie, wrong, and unsettling. Is he screaming? Or is he trying to drown out a noise only he can hear? Or perhaps terrified, having a breakdown, or trapped in a memory? Created in 1893 by Edvard Munch, The Scream isn't just a portrait of panic. It's a raw, agonizing window into a man trying to trap his own dread on paper before it consumed him. But why? Despite how uncomfortable it makes us feel, we can't look away. By the end of this video, we're going to look past the art history facts and answer what this figure is actually trying to say and why you can't hear him. Here is the dark, tragic story behind art history's most famous nightmare. Before Edvard ever painted The Scream, he had already lived through a lifetime of heavy loss and misfortune. All of these troubles before 1891 built up the exact feeling that drove him to paint The Scream. It started off early by losing his mother, Laura, to tuberculosis at 1868, when he was just 5 years old. Later, his older sister, Joanna, died of tuberculosis as well at the age of 15. His father, Christian Munch, was a military doctor who suffered from severe depression and religious obsession following his wife's death, before passing away suddenly in 1889. That loss left Edvard broke, deeply depressed, and plagued by severe anxiety. His brother, Peter Andreas, trained as a physician, but would later die of pneumonia in 1895, while his younger sister, Inger Marie, remained close to him throughout his life. Add to that his early romantic heartbreak with Millie Thallow in 1885, which heavily influenced his cynical views on romance. And later, his volatile relationship with wealthy heiress Tulla Larsen, where an argument ended with a revolver accidentally charging off and shooting off the tip of a finger on Munch's left hand. All of these unfortunate events set the stage for the moment the painting was born, the moment that sparked The Scream, placed at Ekeberg, the viewpoint overlooking the Oslo fjord. He was known for many poems of existential dread, also writing, "I was walking along the road with two friends. The sun was setting. I felt a breath of melancholy. All at once the sky became blood red. My friends went on, and I stood alone, trembling with anxiety, and I felt a great, unending scream passing through nature." Before finalizing The Scream in 1893, he explored the same blood-red sky and bridge setting in earlier works like Melancholy, 1891, and Despair in 1892. But unlike artists who painted a subject once, Munch couldn't let this image go. He kept returning to it throughout his life, using whatever was at hand: pastels, tempera, and oil, often working on plain, gritty cardboard instead of traditional fine canvas. Then came the printmaking. He created a lithograph of the image, allowing him to reproduce it over and over. That printing plate was used up to 48 times before it finally broke. Whether he was driven by a desire to monetize his most recognized motif, fueled by the public's fascination, or simply haunted by the image himself, the sheer repetition shows an intense obsession with perfection, or exercising that single moment. Visually, The piece is remarkably modern for something created in late Victorian era. The swirling sky and the unrefined materials feels decades ahead of their time, while other paintings might focus on the specific moment of a story or technical exercise. The Munch's painting, The Scream, you don't see a standard exercise. It resists a clean, neat conclusion, a lingering horror or existential haunting poured directly onto cardboard. In conclusion, the painting is complete and then never ending. Given the fact that Munch kept painting this image and trying to perfect it over and over and over again, not only did he manifest the existential crisis of the image into real life, but he also expressed it in a way that is somewhat humanly understandable, yet still incomprehensible. Munch himself once wrote on one of the canvases that it could only have been painted by a madman. The figures of the men in the background are in shadow. You almost don't even notice them unless you're looking at them. Meanwhile, the expression on the main face is universal. That ghostly, haunting, everlasting stare. What should be a view from a beautiful hilltop path feels like an endless chaotic pit right behind him, almost coming at him. It turns what could be a beautiful sunset into something terrifying. The bridge is heavy, harsh, and uninviting. It feels like screams coming directly at you, yelling whatever is haunting him across time, but you don't hear him. It just stares back at you, and you stare back. It leaves you with dread, but nothing else, only a scream. Like the poem the painter wrote himself, just an endless scream, a beautiful horror. If you'd like to purchase this painting, there will be a link in the description below.